Hi Isabel, hi Kaylee. I'm going to read you another book. This book is special because it was sent to me from my friend who lives in Australia. Australia is a long ways away from here. And she mailed me this book because she thought you guys would like to read it. This is a book that kids in Australia really like. So I hope you like it too. This is called Possum Magic. Do you know what a possum is? It's a little animal. Look, I have one here. Oh, he's a little possum. Okay, let's read Possum Magic. Can you see it? Once upon a time, but not very long ago, deep in the Australian bush lived two possums. Their names were Hush and Grandma Poss. There's Hush, there's Grandma Poss. Grandma Poss made bush magic. She made wombats blue and kookaburras pink. She made dingoes smile and emus shrink. But the best magic of all was the magic that made Hush invisible. Do you see that? He turns invisible with her magic. What adventures Hush had because she couldn't be seen, but she could be squashed by koalas. Look, that koala sat on her tail. Because she couldn't be seen, she could slide down kangaroos. Do you see her sliding like that's a slide right down that tail? Because she couldn't be seen, she was safe from snakes, which is why Grandma Poss had made her invisible in the first place. Look at that big snake. But one day, quite unexpectedly, Hush said, "Grandma, I want to know what I look like. Please, could you make me visible again?" "Of course I can," said Grandma Poss, and she began to look through her magic books. Let's see if I can turn the page. She looked into this book, she looked into that. There was magic for thin and magic for fat, and magic for tall and magic for small. But the magic she was looking for wasn't there at all. Grandma Poss looked miserable. "Don't worry, Grandma," said Hush. "I don't mind." But in her heart of hearts, she did. All night long, Grandma Poss thought and thought. The next morning, just before breakfast, she shouted, "It's something to do with food." People food, not possum food. But I can't remember what. We'll just have to try and find it. So later that day, they left the bush where they'd always been to find what it was that could make Hush seen. They ate Anzac biscuits in Adelaide, Mornay and Minties in Melbourne, steak and salad in Sydney. Those are all cities in Australia. And pumpkin scones in Brisbane. Hush remained invisible. "Don't lose heart," said Grandma Poss. "Let's see what we can find in Darwin." It was there in the far north of Australia. This is hard to see, isn't it? In the far north of Australia that they found a Vegemite sandwich. Grandma Poss crossed her claws and crossed her feet. Hush breathed deeply and began to eat. "A tail! A tail!" shouted both possums at once. Do you see his tail starting to show? For there it was, a brand new visible tail. Later, on a beach in Perth, they ate a piece of pavlova. Hush's legs appeared. So did her body. See her there? "You look wonderful, you precious possum," said Grandma Poss. "Next stop, Tasmania." And over the sea they went. So they are in an umbrella and they're going on it like it's a boat. In Hobart, late one night in the kitchens of the casino, they saw a lamington on a plate. Hush closed her eyes and nibbled. Grandma Poss held her breath and waited. "It worked! It worked!" she cried. And she was right. Do you see her there? She's visible. Hush could be seen from head to tail. Grandma Poss hugged Hush and they both danced. "Here we go round the lamington plate" till early in the morning. From that time onward, Hush was visible. But once a year, on her birthday, she and Grandma Poss ate a Vegemite sandwich, a piece of pavlova, and half a lamington, just to make sure that Hush stayed visible forever. And she did. The end. I hope you enjoyed Possum Magic. We'll read some more books another time. Bye.